Yeah, hi there. These comments are for L1234, and you're completing one of the integrated speaking practice tests at my website, right? So let's listen to it.
The reading and the listening explains how a TV commercial can influence human behavior, either politically or economically. First of all, the reading says that a mere 30-second TV commercial or a billboard advertisement of a politician helps the politician to be recognized by the public, and therefore public get influenced by these advertisements and would vote for this politician. The listening adds to this point by saying that commercials do influence in an economic way as well. For example, a person would highly likely buy a toothpaste which has been advertised in the past. He would not make a conscious choice to see whether the toothpaste is good or bad, as if the commercial has conditioned his decision making. The speaker believes that we are certainly affected by the advertisement and we should make a conscious choice in choosing whether it is good or bad.
Okay, that's good, not bad. Now let me go ahead and listen to it again.
I just posted the
slower.
The reading and the listening explains how a TV commercial can influence human.
The reading and the listening passage explain, not explain. So when you have here double subjects, you have two things, the reading and the listening passage. So use a plural verb in that case.
Behavior, either politically or economically.
Okay.
First of all, the reading says that a mere 30-second TV commercial or a...
No, start with a general idea. Say, first of all, advertising has political effects on the people according to the reading passage. Say a more general statement, then move to your detail.
Advertisement of a politician helps the politician to be recognized by...
Helps the politician. Don't forget that third person singular S. I'd like you to go to the pronunciation part of my course and review. There is a lesson on grammatical word endings and syllable division. That's a great series of lessons to help you get more used to the grammatical word endings in English.
The public. And therefore, public get influenced by these advertisements and would vote for this.
Okay, I like that therefore cause effect. That's a great transition word. I need to check your grammar here. Hold on.
Help the politician to be recognized by the public. And therefore, public get influenced by these advertisements and would vote for...
So the public gets influenced? You're using passive there? Okay, that's good.
This politician. The listening adds to this point by saying that commercials do influence in an economic way as well.
I like that. That's a great transition. You're showing exactly what the relationship is from the lecture to the reading passage. So that transition sentence is highly effective in helping me understand how the listening relates to the reading.
For example, a person would highly likely buy a toothpaste which has been advertised in the...
Usually we don't say who would buy a toothpaste because toothpaste is an uncount noun, not a count noun. So you just say, so a person who buys toothpaste or a person who buys a tube of toothpaste, if you want to make it countable.
Past, he would not make a conscious choice to see whether the toothpaste is good or bad, as if the commercial has conditioned his decision making.
As if the commercial had conditioned his decision making. So I think you're having some grammatical problems there with what's called talking about a present impossible situation. Let me listen to it one more time.
Conscious choice to see by a toothpaste which has been advertised in the past.
Okay.
He would not make a...
Be careful of your T's and also your P's. You want to pronounce those past with a little bit more air than what you're doing.
Conscious choice to see whether the toothpaste is good or bad, as if the commercial has conditioned his decision making.
Okay, as if it has conditioned. Okay, I think that's okay.
The speaker believes that we are certainly affected by the advertisement and we should make a conscious choice in choosing whether it is good or bad.
Alright, so let's take a look at your score now. Let's see what we can get here. So far for the TOEFL, I mean, can you get a score of 4 on this? This is, in what you're trying to do, I know. You want to get a score of 26 points in the TOEFL IBT, which means you have to get a score of 4. You have to get 4 of your speaking tasks need to be perfect, and then 2 of them need to score in the 3 range. So will this be perfect? So you speak clearly with fluid expression of ideas, minor pauses. However, these minor problems do not affect your overall intelligibility. I'm going to say yes, not bad. Use effective grammar and vocabulary with natural sounding expressions and structures. You have good control of basic and complex grammar, although you have minor systematic errors. So that means sometimes you're not always putting the S on the ends of your third person singular verbs or maybe on your plural nouns. So you have some systematic errors in there, but there's nothing major. Your response does not include too many awkward pauses and is sufficient. You have well-developed and organized response. It's easy to understand the relationship. So I'm going to say yes. I think it's pretty close. I don't really give a perfect score. I try not to do that for my students, but I think you're very close to getting a strong score here. So I'm going to put you at about 26 points or higher on this practice test. So I think it's a good response on your part. Now you also have some other questions I think you wanted to ask me here.
Hi Michael, I just posted the integrated speaking task 1.
Okay.
And I must admit, or I better say, I confess here that the response that you would be listening is not my first try.
I would say the response you are listening to or you listen to is not my first try.
My response came after like 20 to 30 trials because I wanted to be more fluent and exact and precise. I'm not sure whether I would be getting another opportunity during the exam, and therefore I'm depressed and I'm kind of scared whether I would be scoring really high in the TOEFL IBT speaking section.
Well, based on this one, I mean, hopefully what I'm doing here is giving you some confidence. You did have some minor problems in there, but like I said, I score this one at 26 points.
And secondly, I must admit that the difficulty level in your exam is way too high. I have given TOEFL twice, and I
wouldn't say I have given. I would say I have taken. I have taken the TOEFL 2 times.
I think I would be getting such kind of difficult questions in the exam. I know.
I do that on purpose, believe it or not. A lot of my students know that if whatever the score is I give them, they typically will do a little bit better than that when they take the actual TOEFL exam. So yes, a lot of my integrated speaking tasks are a little bit more difficult than the actual TOEFL exam. So I agree with you on that.
You want every student of yours to be prepared, well prepared during the exam time.
That's right.
I just feeling short of words here because I'm kind of tense and scared.
But you're practicing right now. That's the key. You're getting feedback. So my job is to help coach you, to help make you more confident. I'm telling you, you have very strong academic English language speaking proficiency. Anybody who's watching this video here, if any of you watching it, if you guys want to comment on his speaking proficiency, give him some words of encouragement. Tell him what you like about his response. And that will be very helpful for my students. So if anybody wants to do that, you can go ahead and do that. Now, if you disagree with the score that I'm giving him right now, you can also, in the YouTube comments below the video, you can certainly explain why you would give him a lower score. I'm saying I'm going to score him at least right around 26 points on this practice test.
Right, that's what I wanted to tell you. If you would like to guide me in the process, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and enjoy your weekend.
Yes, and thank you for completing the practice test. So, I think what you did is not a bad strategy. You practiced the practice test several times. You worked on it very hard. You paid attention to your delivery, your language use, and your topic development. Then you posted it for me. You got a pretty good score. Now, Of course, you cannot do this when you take the TOEFL IBT exam, but guess what, Al? I had a student a while back. If you go back in time at my Voxy Pop discussion group, you'll find a student. I can't remember her name. She's a Japanese student. Anyway, she did what you're doing. She would take up to 1 hour practicing the TOEFL speaking task before she recorded it for me. She did this for 2.5 months, and guess what? When she took the TOEFL IBT exam, she got a score of 28. Right? So all of that practice over and over and over and over, it really helped her to improve her pronunciation. It helped her to improve her language use and also her topic development. So for you, I think I told you this already, but I'd like you to keep a speaking journal. And in the journal, I want you to write down some of the comments that I'm giving you when you complete your practice test. So any comments I give you with pronunciation, I think today I told you to review your pronunciation of the T and the P consonant sounds, right? Those are some comments I've given you. I even gave you a suggestion after you went from the topic and you moved to your first point, your first supporting point. I said start off with a little bit more general idea, not a detail there, and then move to the detail. You can write that in your notes as a comment from me about your topic development. So what you're doing is you're trying to pay attention to any patterns, any things I keep saying over and over, and these are things you want to be really important. You want to make sure that you try to eliminate some of these problems, because this is how you will, and you will, trust me, this is how you're going to score higher than 26 on the speaking section, by paying attention to some of these comments. All right, Al, anyway, thank you very much for your comments, and all the best to your high-scoring speaking success.